want to show you around our town.
You're going to see what's hot
What's cool?
and what's up, Detroit.
Let's go.
What's up, Detroit? Welcome back to another time when we get together and talk about all the cool things going on in Detroit. And speaking of cool things, let's take a look at some of the movers and shakers that are moving Detroit right now. Let's start with you,
Moving
Tom.
and shaking. How you doing?
Good.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about your company, Detroit vs. Everybody. It's huge, so successful. You see it everywhere.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
congrats
Thank you.
on all the success. I want to hear how it got started.
Thank you. Well, we've been in business for about 3 years now.
Okay.
I like to say that Detroit versus Everybody started itself, you know,
Yes.
and I just diagnosed it. I was lucky enough to diagnose it, you know, and trademark it, you know.
They said we were done. They flinch when we tell them the city we're from. They tell stories of a grim past with a rich history. They call us the murder capital. They talk about the scandals. They have a lot of things to say about us. They also say never kick a man when he's down. The same goes for a city. Detroit almighty, we don't like nobody. Detroit versus everybody.
I got to see that we got a bad rap.
Yeah.
Now, with that situation with Kwame, it was amazing to me because I remember being here, being in Detroit, and then you know it was just top news everywhere. Just
Yeah.
that was
Everywhere.
it. That's
Yeah.
all they talked about was Kwame.
Yes.
You couldn't get away from
You
it.
couldn't get away. It was kind of annoying because it's like there's other stuff going on, you know. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when I took a trip to Los Angeles, got off the plane, get to the hotel, turn on the TV, and the same news is going on in LA about Detroit there.
Yeah.
And not
And-
anything positive.
Nothing positive, nothing positive at all. But what it showed me was how impactful Detroit was as a city.
So wait, speaking of like CP and different people like that, so how did like Eminem get behind Detroit versus Everybody? And
Okay.
how did,
Yeah, that's what I
Big
wanna know.
Sean and
Okay, well, I actually branded, well, years ago I told you I was started off as a freelance graphic designer.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually branded Big Sean. I actually branded
Huh.
his working logo.
okay.
Yeah, all of his
You're a fan, you
his
said, of
artwork.
Big Sean?
Huge, and Eminem. Oh my god.
I love Eminem.
Who do you like
yeah.
better?
Oh my god, that's a tough one. I can't really say. I don't want to hurt their feelings ultimately.
Right, they might see this.
I mean, they're both great. They're both great artists, and they both
are.
stand and represent Detroit the way that Detroit
With
should be
such
represented.
passion,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Fire.
And just and the show is another example of the quality that Detroit produces because of the
Right.
level that they are in their careers.
Well, and to be
you
able
know?
to have people like them to
Mm-hmm.
be, I mean, backing Detroit versus Everybody
Yeah.
and repping your label and
Even
everything.
do a
That's
song.
huge.
Even do
right.
a song. Detroit versus Everybody.
Yeah.
I know. That's pretty cool. Well,
Yeah, it's a blessing.
yeah, you're definitely blessed and to have such
yeah.
success in just such a, I mean, it's still a short amount of time, 3
3 years.
years.
3
You
years.
Imagine another 3 years.
3
Take
years.
over the country.
Oh, for sure. They say a business,
Take
you know,
over the
they say a
world.
business
That's
in a business for 5 years, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where it goes.
Oh, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
From one mover and shaker who started a business 3 years ago and has evolved, Chloe, you are new. What you're talking about with her fitness and everything, you're
Yeah.
new to being an entrepreneur and starting your
Yes.
own business just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been evolving. Like, I've always known that I wanted to be my own boss, wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I think I've always had a huge passion for fitness, and I finally found a platform to be able to, take that to the next level. So, we branded Fitness Rich, which is the name of my company, focuses on mindset, nutrition, fitness, and community. And I really think that we've come together to create something that is just going to be so powerful. And it's a really powerful online platform right now. We focus just on long-term and sustainable results, which I think is so important because a lot of people, they get into their fitness journey, they just start sprinting. They try to just take off and just go, and they go so hard, and then after a few weeks they quit. And they say that it takes 21 days to build a habit. Well,
it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Exactly. Like we're in this for the long term. We want to be healthy for our entire life, not just a week or a month or a year. And that's something that a lot of people, especially in this generation, need to realize, that we're the most socially connected generation ever. You know, yet and we just want that step by step. We want the easy way out. But I think that for fitness, you have to be able to commit. And if you can commit to fitness, and you can have discipline in anything, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever you want to do, whether you want to be a singer, want to have your own clothing company, whatever you want to do in life, I think that fitness is the beginning of that, because if you don't have your health, then you don't have anything. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I love entrepreneurship, I love reading, I love success. It's not just like I like to lift 7 days a week, but it's about having that well-rounded life and being able to live in wealthy in all aspects. And that's our mission to inspire a lifestyle transformation in 1 billion people. And it's a very lofty goal, but I think there's no better time than now to be able to accomplish that. Like, we are so connected, and that's such a blessing to be able to have that.
Right. Where do I sign up?
I'm at the gym tomorrow.
I'll send you my website.
I love it. Now, okay, so let's touch on that real quickly. How do you get people to get to the goals that they want to reach?
Yeah, well, we have our fitness membership site, which is fitnessrichmastery.com, and we have step-by-step a fitness complete program throughout the 90 days. We focus on just the progression. So unlike bodybuilding.com, I just throw out the exercises, we actually have progressive. So you're going to be building strength throughout the 90 days and working smarter rather than harder, because people get to the gym, they go 7 days a week and are not having results that people that are spending 4 days a week are having. And they're like, so people that spend 4 days a week getting huge results are working smarter rather than harder, because they know what they're doing. So we're trying to teach people how to work smarter.
Have you found that a lot of people want to work out and want to do better, but they just don't have the education, they don't know how?
Yeah,
they don't know what fitness routine to
or what
do.
to do, or what exercises.
That was always my struggle, because I feel like whenever I would do a lot of heavy weightlifting, I just bulked up more. So I had to find the right type of workout plan for me. Everybody's different.
Now, have you seen the increase? Because I know on my social media pages, everyone's taking a selfie at the gym, and I feel bad because I'm not there.
I can't. If the day I take a selfie at the gym, that's just shameful on my part. We want to touch a little bit on you being one of the biggest musical talents here in Detroit right now. The jazz crooner. I feel like everywhere I go, everybody knows your name now. It's huge. So tell us a little bit about your success with music.
Oh man, I mean, I don't even know where to start really, but I have to say it's kind of a combination of two things: social media, and then also hanging out and partying in the city.
You're getting your name out there.
He's like drinking with the right people.
Right.
Yeah,
no shortcuts.
With the right people.
No shortcuts.
So you have to, I swear, you really do have to have a balance between the two, like social media and real life conversation and interaction.
Yeah.
When you say social media, touch on that a little bit, because a lot of people say that they want to get their start on social media, but how do you go about it?
How do you become successful on social media?
I was posting a lot of videos on YouTube, singing and all that kind of stuff, and I got a lot of views from that. I'm actually past 5 million.
Oh wow!
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I was probably viewer number 1.
you probably were.
I found you a long time ago.
But I was just singing to a video camera in my living room, and I really wanted to get on the stage, and so I think rubbing shoulders with people, making the right connections with them, really got me to actually start performing. And I knew a lot of owners of different places, like I knew the owners of Crave and Dearborn, and
so they'd ask you to come.
Yeah, some entrepreneurs and restaurant owners around the city. Nice. And so I started performing, and then it just kind of like built up from there.
And now you have your own album.
Yeah,
I mean, that's huge.
What's the name of this album?
The album, it came out a couple years ago. It's Day into Night. Okay. So we're entering nighttime right now.
Yes.
So fitting.
So Day into Night, and then I'm working on another album, which is it's hopefully
top secret.
Yeah, it's kind of in the secret stage.
Can you tell us anything of when it might be released?
It's hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay.
And it's going to be more dancey kind of music.
Oh, I like
we
it.
like that.
All right. Well, here you have it from some of Detroit's finest movers
Yes.
and shakers making a difference in our city. I love being able to hear from you guys. This is great.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you
for
so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Hello, I'm your host, Jessica Lundy with What's Up Detroit. Car enthusiasts, you are in for a treat because we're going to be looking at Michigan's own supercar, the Falcon F7, with the CEO, Jeff Lemke. We are here with the one and only Jeff Lemke. Jim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. So what made you decide to create the Falcon Motorsports and Falcon F7?
Well, boy. It didn't start out as this big grandiose scheme. It actually started out a lot more humble than that. And I think it was more of a project that got out of control. And the next thing I knew, I was doing something crazy. But the end result's pretty cool. I'm really proud of it.
So Jeff, what makes this vehicle different than the other luxury supercars?
The main difference that this vehicle has about it that separates it from the other vehicles is its unique build for each individual customer. The customers that purchase this car, they want something that's very exclusive to them. And they want to also kind of be involved in the build and what it becomes, you know, whether it's certain types of leathers or a stitch pattern or the way that it drives from a suspension standpoint and things like that. Definitely colors, but it's a unique handcrafted car for the customer. It's not a production line vehicle whatsoever.
All right. So what has been like the craziest request you've got asked to add to the vehicle, if we can say that?
One of the most challenging ones so far is for a couple in Florida that want a carbon fiber stripe that runs across the entire center of the vehicle from top to bottom, and that's a little challenging, but we're getting it done. But that's what they want. We're going to go for it.
So you've heard it right here. He gives the customer exactly what they want each time, a customized vehicle from start to finish. Now 1,100 horsepower. So what is the engine that's available in this vehicle?
In regards to the engines, I have to give all credit to Lingenfelter Performance Engineering. They're the ones that are in charge of the engine. You know, we hire them to do all of the engine work and build all the motors for these cars. And 1,100 horsepower is crazy, but that's what people want. I mean, there's horsepower wars going on right now, and everybody has to have the most. I'm not sure exactly why you have to have that much, but they do it. And Lingenfelter's got a great reputation, and they build quality stuff, and so.
That's awesome. So 0 to 60 in?
For the 1,100 horsepower car, that would be about 2.7 seconds. And then for the 620 horsepower car, it's about 3.3.
That is absolutely incredible. And I know at this point, people are going to be running out, calling you, going to have to get a vehicle. Where can they find information to purchase your vehicle?
You can go to our website, which is falconf7.com, and we can go from there.
Awesome. Well, you've heard it here with Jeff Lemke with Falcon Motorsports. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
The Greening of Detroit is a nonprofit resource agency founded in 1989, which is committed to improving Detroit through the revitalization of urban gardens, restoring and beautifying local neighborhoods, and providing Detroiters with education and job opportunities in the green industry. Devon Buskin is here, Director of Workforce Development for Greening of Detroit. Devon, nice to have you here on Opportunity Detroit.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
You had recently 17 adults graduating the Greening of Detroit Adult Workforce Training Program, and all 17 graduates have secured employment. That is very, very nice.
Yes, it was definitely exciting. We were just so ecstatic and happy for these graduates. You know, that's the biggest thing with us. We want to make sure that we're not just training folks for an industry where there's no opportunity. So for individuals to take time away out of their schedules for 8 weeks and be dedicated to learn, to train in a growing career field on a Friday, and can shake a hand and have an offer letter and be ready to work full-time Monday morning is huge. So we're extremely excited for them.
Very, very huge, and created in 2009 through a Pathways Out of Poverty grant from the federal government. This adult workforce development program is designed to provide unemployed residents of Detroit, Highland Park, and Hamtramck with valuable job training and certification in the green industry. Many participants have barriers to employment, such as a criminal record, substance abuse issues, low skill levels, etc. But you are helping them rise above that. And in 2014, just last year, the Greenings program became a federally accredited apprenticeship program. That's meaning that participants are trained for jobs in landscaping, forestry, and agriculture. How's that working out?
It's working out extremely well. That was one of the largest achievements through this program. To be able to receive a federal accreditation through the U.S. Department of Labor really shows what the Department of Labor is committed to, and being able not to just provide a state certification for these individuals, but now they have a federal accreditation. As you know, the skilled trades is a booming industry now, and it's needed throughout the country. So this allows our Detroit residents now where they can travel throughout the country with this federal accreditation.
How do you reach out to people, Devon, or how do they reach out to you? Short of doing a program like this, which we hope helps, but otherwise, how do you go about doing that?
Sure. So we have two different methods of recruitment. First, of course, folks reach out to us. They go online, go to our website, and register online. They also contact our office. We also actually go out to the community. I have a awesome workforce recruitment team that goes out into the community, out to green spaces, out to parks, out to community centers, out to missions, out to shelters, out to community centers, out to recreation centers. We're at just about every job fair and career fair in the city within our perimeter. We work with a lot of different social service agencies. One piece of our recruitment is huge with collaboration. We work with just about every social service agency throughout the city, making sure that their clients have an opportunity to get in this program. We work extremely and focus a lot of attention on youth between the ages of 18 and 26 as well. So we work with a lot of different youth programs to make sure that we're getting folks that are interested and have an opportunity to do this wonderful program.
And you mentioned calling, and that number again is 313-285-2239, 313-285-2239, or going to greeningofdetroit.com, greeningofdetroit.com. The man behind the plan, the Director of Workforce Development for Greening of Detroit, Devon Buskin. Thanks for being with us on Opportunity Detroit.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, gentlemen.
Well, it was our pleasure, and it was a pleasure bringing to you, our WJR listeners, all of the opportunity that's out there, and the people behind that opportunity are taking advantage of that opportunity. For the program today, we're out of time now, Stephen. We're on our way.
On our way.
For Stephen Luigi Piazza of Quicken Loans, regards, Paul W. Smith.
Stay tuned for our interview with Detroit Pistons' Andre Drummond.
Together and trying to find the right pieces to put, around, not even just me, but just in this organization altogether to really bring everybody's spirits back up, even if we are losing.
Detroit, and welcome back. I'm sitting here with our Detroit Pistons' own Andre Drummond. Thank you very much for coming through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us, how does it feel to be a basketball player? Let's just start there, because I know, as a kid growing up, I wanted to be a ball player. I wasn't good, so. But how does it feel? Like, do you wake up like, yeah, I'm a ball player?
Man, just growing up with the sport, a lot of my family played, but they never really got to where I was at to this day. Everybody kind of really stopped in high school, and when I was playing, I kind of had this goal to where I wanted to, make it past high school. I wanted to play in college, and then after college, I want to try to make it, to the next level. And just just the whole process of just how this thing really unfolded for me. It was got quite the crazy story.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so growing up, who was that guy? Like, who's the best basketball player? Is it Jordan? Is it Magic? Is it?
Man, for me, I mean, it was like Michael Jordan by force. Like my mom, like absolutely loves him.
Okay, yeah.
So you watch his games like every night.
And study him and yeah.
And then I happen to become 6'10", so I can't really play like him anymore.
He can rebound. He can score. He can dish.
Here. They go inside to Andre, gets Hansbrough. He'll hook it over Hansbrough and hit it.
There's a dynamite move there, George.
Pistons by 3. Andre flips it up and fills it up.
Do you have like somebody in the game now, whether it's your team or a different team that you've known from back in the day, that y'all have a friendly, competitive relationship? Or
a lot of guys, man. You know, I look at some of my old high school pictures, like AAU pictures, and just like, I mean, I could rattle off, you know, a lot of guys that I played with.
Okay.
Seeing us all in the same position now. I mean, you know, Quincy Miller now. I mean, Quincy and I have been playing against each other since we were freshmen in high school.
Okay, wow, all right.
And we kind of, you know, everybody takes different paths. You know, he went to Bell, I went to UConn, and I left after my first year. It took him 3 years to leave, so he ended up being in the league 2 years after I came in. So when he came in, he ended up getting drafted to Denver. So playing against him was, you know, it was fun playing against him again, and then now he's my teammate again.
Yeah, so it's all love again.
It's all love again now.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about the team. Let's talk about the Pistons, and you know, from the day that you first started, from where we were then, where we are now, and where you see us going.
You know, when I was drafted by the Pistons, I knew that they were in a rebuilding stage. I knew that they were trying to come together and get back to where they were. You know, 2003, 2004. You know, back in those days, the Chauncey Billups, Rip, you know, Sheed, and Ben, and you know, throughout the years, I've taken the role of trying to be a leader here and trying to bring this team together and trying to find the right pieces to put, you know, around, not even just me, but just in this organization altogether. To really bring everybody's spirits back up, even if we are losing, you know, a ton of games, but we still playing our hardest each and every night, knowing that, you know, our main goal is to, you know, be a great team, be in the playoffs again, and, you know, hopefully win a championship.
So how do you do that? Let's say, you know, it's halftime and you know, the score is tied, or you guys are down 2 points or something like that. You know, what goes on from there? You know, I know sitting home, we praying, we like, you know, go, but what happens when you're actually there?
You know, from my rookie year to today, I mean, my rookie year, you know, if something like that would happen, we kind of get down on ourselves, and, you know, we kind of let it get the best of us, and then we'll, you know, start off sluggish in that second half, and then the game will get away from us, and we have to come back and then try to play it out from there. And, you know, I think with this past season that came by, we didn't let that really get us down. We fought each and every night, and whenever we got down, we tried to throw punches right back and try to get back to where we needed to be. So, you know, we had a really successful season this year. We're all out of the playoffs by like 4 or 5 games.
I know.
Which is big.
Congratulations,
I mean, we went from being at the bottom of the pole to, you know, moving up slowly and slowly. So I think this year is going to be a big year for us.
Well, we're excited. We're looking forward to it. Cool. Well, you heard it here directly from What's Up Detroit. We were here with Mr. Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons, and we look forward to this coming year.
And I'm with Pretty Promoter. My favorite thing about Detroit is the performance art scene. You can always find any kind of show that you're looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce one of the hottest blues rock singers coming out of the D, Beth Stalker and her talented band. Take it away.
Tissues in her pocket, weepy bloodshot eyes. Her daughter's face in a locket reminds her it'll be alright. A scarlet letter branded like a tattoo. She's moving on, there's nothing left to lose. She's gonna run, she's gonna fly, and let the hurt remind her she's alive. And even She's gonna shine. She's gonna shine. She's got a dream and she's waited all her life, caught in between what is wrong and what is right. There's fire in those angel eyes, a restless heart, a constant drive. She's gonna run, she's gonna fly, and let the herd remind her she's alive. And even when she's crying inside, she'll hike up her skirt, flash that pretty smile. 'Cause even in the darkest of times, she's gonna shine. Oh, can't go back, what's done is done. Never meant to hurt no one. They don't know what she's been through. Here she stands, she's got nothing to prove. She's gonna run, she's gonna